Donald Trump has called for Iran's unconditional surrender and threatened the nation's leader. He's told Ayatollah Khamenei the United States won't kill him for now. The escalation in rhetoric comes as President Trump weighs up directly involving the US in the Israel-Iran conflict.
No let-up in Israel's relentless assault on Iran.
We are now on day 5 of Operation Rising Lion. We've struck deep, hitting Iran's nuclear, ballistic and command capabilities.
From Iran to Israel, the attacks continue too, as does the rhetoric.
The operations carried out so far were merely a warning and deterrence. A punitive operation will be implemented soon.
After his abrupt departure from the G7, Donald Trump expressed frustration with Tehran.
I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal. Their cities have been blown to pieces. They've lost a lot of people.
Back at the White House, the US president fired off a series of social media posts, including a threat to the Supreme Leader. He's an easy target. We are not going to take him out, at least not for now. And a demand for an unconditional surrender. A post on Ayatollah Khamenei's social media account did not respond directly, but said Iran would show the Zionists no mercy. The president met with his national security team inside the Situation Room, amid fevered speculation about whether the US will deploy its so-called bunker buster bomb, a colossal weapon capable of destroying Iran's Fordo nuclear site deep inside a mountain. Donald Trump campaigned on a promise to be a peacemaker president, criticising his predecessors for taking America into far-flung conflicts that didn't serve the national interest and cost lives and huge amounts of money. But now he potentially finds himself on the precipice of deploying the US military in a high-risk assault on a powerful Middle Eastern foe with unknown consequences. Making sense of Donald Trump's often contradictory statements on the conflict is not easy. But the US is moving more fighter jets and an aircraft carrier to the region. And what seems clear is that he's now weighing up what could be one of the most consequential decisions of his presidency. Carrington Clark, ABC News, Washington.
Canberra is working to help Australians get out of Iran and Israel. Some 1,200 people have registered with the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. And as attacks intensify, it's expected even more Australians will want to flee.
A show of Iranian military might. Tehran wants the world to see. A new barrage of ballistic strikes, some penetrating Israel's defence system. A missile struck a bus terminal north of Tel Aviv. This time, there were no casualties, but many feel it's time to leave. 15-year-old Australian Alex Barr was visiting his grandparents in the northern city of Haifa and is now desperate to get home.
It's really scary. Like in the middle of the night, right? You're sleeping, you're having dreams, and then you just get waken up by this nee, right? Around across the whole city. And you know you gotta run straight away. You're in the bunker, right? Like 5 seconds later, you just hear explosions.
So this is the safe room where you've spent a fair bit of time over the last few days?
Yeah, at least 3-4 times a night we're here.
Dad, also Alex, is pleading with the Australian government to get him and his son out. They're now stuck in an area that's being continuously targeted by Iranian ballistic missiles because of the city's port and oil infrastructure.
At first it was just sirens. Now it's getting closer and closer, so you can hear these big booms. And it's not a movie or not some computer game.
The Bars are among more than 1,200 Aussies from both countries wanting to get home.
The real problem right now, of course, is that airspace over both Iran and Israel is closed, and so that is making matters difficult. But we are working on being able to move as soon as there is an opportunity to do so.
Millions are attempting to flee the Iranian capital, Tehran, as the attacks continue there. These students who'd been studying were evacuated to Pakistan. But some just can't leave. Premature triplets, all girls, born in an underground Iranian hospital bunker. Mother and babies, all doing well.
Well, our Middle East correspondent Alison Horn a short time ago went out in Tel Aviv and saw some of the impacts of the Iranian missiles.
Well, at the start of the conflict, we saw about 100 Iranian missiles being fired during each wave, and it overwhelmed Israel's defence capabilities, causing damage and impacts like this, with a blast radius of about 500 metres, extensive damage for 360 degrees, which is what you can see now. However, over the last few nights, what we've been seeing here in Tel Aviv is only 20 to 30 missiles being fired at a time. Now, that could indicate that Israel has made significant inroads in destroying Iran's capabilities, but it also could mean that Iran is now stockpiling its weapons in anticipation of a US fight.